A man once wrote that no man is an island. One can hardly argue with this school of thought because no one is 100% self-sufficient. At some point in life, we all need someone, whether as a parent or a spouse, a friend, a listening ear, an advocate, a teammate or whatever. We can try to fill the vacuum with material things, but the truth remains that establishing human relationships is an essential and important part of life. God recognized this need in Adam, and that brought about the creation of Adam's wife and helpmate Eve. There are people who are comfortable with having a small circle of friends, limited to those who have known them the longest, or something like that. Then, there are others who are the direct opposite. These ones are naturally extroverted and find it very easy to interact with and maintain friendships with people, regardless of when or where they may have met. If you fit into any of these categories, there is no cause for alarm. While God is not particular on how many friends you prefer to keep, He is definitely concerned with the kind of friends or people you have around you. This is the age of freedom of speech and expression. So many people have all sorts of peculiar mindsets, beliefs, ideologies and behaviors. As God's children, not all of those things should come near us. For our spiritual health and overall well-being, it is necessary to have a filter for everything we allow to have access to us. We must be very careful and ever conscious. Through His word, God tells us the kind of people to avoid, and they include the distractors and bad influences. These kind of people exist to distract you from your godly race. It is dangerous to be continually exposed to people who are threats to your relationship with God. Romans chapter 16 verse 17 reads, I urge you, brothers and sisters, to watch out for those who cause divisions and put obstacles in your way that are contrary to the teaching you have learned. Keep away from them. Here the Apostle Paul was referring to that one or two persons we all know. That colleague at work who is quick to report to you what the other person said, without saying why such a conversation started in the first place. That neighbor who has very confusing interpretations of what the Bible says. That friend who will not stop trivializing sin. The one who keeps saying things like, God understands, when you know for a fact what God thinks on the subject. That's some serious division there. If you were looking for a sign, Romans chapter 16 verse 17 is it. The twofold assignment is as simple as it is clear. God says, note these people. You need to know them. Thankfully, these ones are very easy to spot. Watch out for gossips and lukewarm Christians. Funny enough, these people may not even be aware of what you are doing. To them, they are trying to help or get you to loosen up. It may be right intentions with bad actions. Apostle Paul likened them to obstacles in your way. Heading straight for them is heading for disaster. Be wise and keep them at bay. Avoid them. The debaters. Some people have the disturbing gift of turning every conversation into an argument. We can find them everywhere, in the corporate world, on social media, where they are keypad warriors, in public spaces, even in the churches. In fact, the church is not immune from people obsessed with pushing their agenda. You say Jesus died for us, and they are super eager to prove whether or not He died with His eyes open. They They are always available to cross-check and argue about every doctrine in the Bible. They are there to scrutinize, to criticize, to shout loudly, and sustain an argument for days and days on end. While some people may excuse this kind of behavior as a thirst for knowledge, these arguments do not yield much. The people involved in it are mostly too set in their ways. They are usually closed-minded and unwilling to learn, should they be wrong. They talk too much and can get verbally abusive if the argument does not progress in the direction they prefer. Their confidence is often misleading, especially for a young and upcoming Christian. Such people should be avoided. Every answer you need, God is able to supply. As many times as you ask for help, the Spirit of God will always guide you to what is right. So, turn inward instead. Such arguments may weaken your faith and cause you to lose what confidence you have in what you know. You should take their opinions with a pinch of salt. It is best to do as advised in Titus chapter 3 verse 9. But avoid foolish controversies and genealogies and arguments and quarrels about the law, because these are unprofitable and useless. The key words here are unprofitable and useless. If God dismisses it by himself, why waste your time on them? The wolves in sheep clothing. Of all of the people to avoid, this group is most dangerous. They are also the most difficult to recognize. They appear all innocent with no ulterior motive. These are the experts at leading double lives, angels to the public eye, but monsters in the closet. They are very intentional about leading others astray. They are the false prophets Jesus warned about, the fake friends, impostors, deceivers, and perpetual liars. Some of them are very comfortable in sin, but will comfortably shelve those parts of themselves in time for Sunday service. They say one thing and mean another. The only way to avoid this kind of people is to keep asking for God to reveal them. After all, you can't run away from something if you do not even know it is harmful. God doesn't want us to be unequally yoked with unbelievers, and that's why He is particular about the people around us. So, if you will intentionally take care to avoid these three categories of people, your days on earth will be long and you will enjoy the good things of this life.